This is what happens. Jib, how are you doing, by the way? If you're still here, how's your week going? Were you playing in the chat? Let me ask you guys something.
Well, a lot of people are calling it modern.
Was there a remote duel YCS? I saw that Triff posted that he was playing in like a YCS. Was there a remote duel YCS? Did you play, Jib? It's this weekend. It's not being streamed, right?
Yesterday's election wasn't
because I was on what's it called? I've been on Twitch today, not watching a ton because I started watching Attack on Titan again, chat. God, you ever watch a show that you haven't seen in a very long time, and you remember like what makes it so amazing and gripping and awesome? I felt that when I was rewatching One Piece, chat. I've temporarily paused One Piece. I just finished Thriller Bark. But now I'm watching Attack on Titan, and I'm watching the first season. This time I'm watching it subbed instead of dubbed, and it's like, damn. It's okay. I'm gonna say this. You guys are all gonna cringe or whatever. This is just me being as honest as I can be. So I'm watching like the first couple of episodes of Attack on Titan. Like I think it's episode like 2 and 3, or maybe like 3 and 4, where they're in the like Soldier Academy. Oh my God, chat. Whoever did that shit is such an accurate depiction of what it is to go through like a military academy or like a police academy. Everything from like when the guy's yelling and he yells at Armin and he's like, "Who the hell are you?" He's like, "Sir." He's like, "Armin." He's like, "Armin, I think Armin Alert is his name from da-da-da-da-da." You know what I mean? "Sir." And it's like, "Why are you here?" "I'm here to, benefit mankind." "Sir." Like, bro. It's like, that's exactly how it is. The scene where he's yelling at Connie and he sees Sasha, best character, by the way, Sasha eating the potato, and he makes her run until she can't walk anymore. Run till you fall. Like, bro, that is, anyone who's been in the military or done like police, that's exactly how it is, chat. That's it. There's just so many, what's it called? There's so many parallels. As I watched it and I was like, yep, that's exactly how it be. Don't say anything stupid. Don't say anything more than what you're supposed to. End every single sentence with the word "sir" or "ma'am." Yeah, it really be like that. Anyways, I gotta watch the new episode of Daima. Wait, it was only 400 people? Press 1 if flop YCS. Wait, 400 people played? When Pac won the remote duel YCS with Prank Kids, chat, wasn't it like 1,600 or wasn't it like 1,800 people or some shit? Like, hold on. The one that he won with Prank Kids. Yu-Gi-Oh! Here it is. This is what I'm looking for. Yeah, this is the one that shows all the attendance. Remotes. I swear the one, chat, that Pac won. I forget what year it was. Dude, look at this. Yeah, this is it. When Pac won the fucking remote duel YCS, chat, 1,900 players play, bruh. This game's fucking washed. My God. So this tournament had 4... And this is why, chat, like, when I'm like, what's even going on? I feel, obviously, I'm not as connected as I used to be. But also, that's also why I feel somewhat vindicated. We went from fucking 1,900 players, chat. Now, granted, you could say, chat, that COVID had an impact on this because all the events were, remote duel events. But still, 1,900 to 400? Like, bro, that's a problem. Remote duel YCS's, chat, should always have good numbers because you don't have to travel. If you really want to play in the event, you just give Konami $20 and turn on your fucking computer and your camera. There's no what's it called? There's no startup cost, or there's no giant financial investment, or really even a time investment. Is it as fun? Obviously not. It's nowhere near as rewarding. You don't go get to see a new city or hang out with your friends or any of that. But if you just want to play in a format and get your Yu-Gi-Oh on, you know what I mean? Like, this is coming from someone, chat, who marathoned remote duel regionals. I've played in like 12 of those things. So I know the remote duel experience. It was in COVID. No one cares about remote. But that's the thing. Okay, Jim. What makes more sense for someone like Selza to go to a YCS that could be in like California and spend $1,000 to scrub out, or to just play from his bedroom and scrub out? Like I don't get it. Like, to me, the whole point of remote duels is I understand why they were created. They were created out of necessity, but the reason they should still exist is because of convenience. If chat, I'm telling you guys right now, if remote duel, you need 3 Fuburos. Okay, but that just means we have a quote unquote expensive format. We've had tons of expensive formats that generally doesn't have a huge bearing on like the turnouts and stuff like that. We've had tons of expensive formats. So that's I'm not buying that as like an excuse. You look at these remote duel numbers, 1,800, 1,900, 1,650. Like, these are good numbers. To go from this to 400 to me is like a massive falling off. The kids would say this needs to be studied or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of players who don't just have the money to go to the other side of the country. You know what I mean? Especially when you're talking about taking 3 days off from work or 3 days off from school. It's really difficult if you're in college, because like, how the fuck do you get back by Monday and get to your classes and stuff like that? Those were the only of it. Okay. So what you're basically saying is remote duel can never have good numbers anymore. Is that what you're telling me? Because I'm not buying that. I'm not buying that. The reason remote duel should still have good numbers is because of convenience. Is because you don't have to go anywhere. If you live in Maine, you don't have to travel all the way to Texas. You don't have to buy a $700 plane ticket, spend $500 on hotels, take 3 days off from work, and invest basically 4 full days of your week to go scrub and go X2 drop or X3 drop. You can just do the whole thing from home for $20. Like, remote duels should still have incredibly good numbers. Or could it be that Konami didn't advertise this, they didn't stream it, they put basically no effort into it, and then the numbers, show other, like the numbers reflect that. That's what I think it is. There isn't advertising for them, that's what I'm saying. Is like no one advertised about it. No one's talking about it. Like that, maybe that's why the numbers are bad. If you go on Yu-Gi-Oh! Twitter, no one's other than Triff Chat. I didn't even know this event was happening. They're not advertising it. They're not talking about it. They're not fucking live streaming it. Maybe that's the reason why the attendance numbers are crap, because there's no major investment. You know what I mean? A card like Furos, again, we have expensive cards in lots of formats. You could argue that Fiendsmith Engraver was that card for the NAWCQ format. Although I guess you could technically play Tenpai, but we've had expensive cards. Have you said? I need to find my thumbnail, chat. I know this is a weird question. Does anyone have the picture of Trump holding the thing open, but it's filled with synchro cards? Because I may need to use that. Like, I didn't. What's it called? I never got to make that video, chat, while Trump was. It's not even that I just was too lazy. And then I thought he was gonna win the election after that, so I was like, well, I have 4 more years. But I didn't get a chance to make it, but now I ironically have another chance. It's not convenience. Remote has hella cheaters. Okay, what does that have to do with convenience at all? Longer rounds. No, it doesn't. Because the downtime in between rounds is like exponentially lower at remote duel than it is in IRL. If you lose connection, you lose the game. Is that some big factor, Jib? Like, I would argue that. So okay. So you think that if you lose connection, you lose the game is less convenient than going to the other side of the country? Or excuse me, yeah, the other side of the country? Are you serious? Buddy, it's round 6 right now. They started at noon. That happens at other YCSs too. And also, I would argue that that's just a poor... Okay, well then whoever's running that is just what's it called? Because I've done remote duel regionals, Jib, where they have started at like noon and they've ended at like 7 p.m. I've had event, and I understand you only get 10 more minutes per round. You've gone to YCSs, bro. There's no YCS where they're ending on time after the 40 minutes. That doesn't happen at a YCS. This is I get that. But like, we went to YCS Raleigh. It wasn't like, yo, time has been called in 5 minutes next round. That doesn't happen. I went to YCS Raleigh. I went to YCS Richmond. I went to, let me think if I went to another YCS. Well, I went to the NAWCQ. It's not like I haven't gone to Yu-Gi-Oh events. Like I know not to quote Dolan, but I know these things. You know what I mean? Raleigh, they were out of the venue by 10 p.m. 9 rounds. Okay, I'm not gonna debate this. I think this is a bad sign, chat. That's just, hold on, by the way. Let's go all the way down. I mean, really? I'm not here to trash my game, chat. I'm not. But if you exclude this event by Joshua Smith, every single one of these numbers, this one's pretty good, by the way. I'll say 1,800 for Nats is pretty. I mean, we've done better than that. But like, and this one's good too. Europe always does good numbers. These numbers are not good, bro. YCS Niagara Falls, 875 people. What's the excuse for this, Jib? What's the excuse for this? Not even 900 players. Let me see. YCS Sacramento, in the biggest state in the country, barely, like, I don't know. Let me guess, it was also in COVID. Thank you very much, Aquamades05, coming through with the Twitch Prime resubscription. 36 months in a row of grown-ass moddiness. 3 straight years. I can do the math on that one, chat. They said it was the biggest Canadian YCS ever. Bro, that's just because Canadian events are like fucking mid. Like, come on. Like, they keep putting these Canadian events in these fucking random places that sound like they're going to be like Vancouver. Like, oh, it's over California or wherever Vancouver is. It's on the, I know Vancouver's in the Pacific time zone. And then the event gets like 800 people. It's like, just fucking put it in Toronto, okay? If you're going to have a Canadian YCS, Toronto has 4 million people. Put it in Toronto. That makes the most sense. Stop putting it in Niagara Falls and stop putting it in Vancouver and all these other fucking places that nobody can get to. That costs money. They all cost money. They're all hosted at convention centers. It's not like any of them are going to be cheap. Will it cost more money for Toronto? Yeah, probably, but I don't know. All I know is these numbers are not good. You know what I mean? Here you go. YCS Vancouver, 700 people. Great turnout, by the way. 700 person YCS. Great turnout. Price of business. They're a small indie company. True. Give New York a. You can't really justify giving New York a YCS when you could just put it in. You could just put any New York YCS chat in New Jersey for like a third of the price. So, unfortunately for all you New Yorkers, you can't really justify a New York YCS, not in the city, because it's like you really could just put it in Jersey for like a third of the price. That's why I think DC never got a YCS, even though chat they called a YCS DC. It was not in DC. It was in College Park, Maryland. You know what I mean? Like, putting it in DC just doesn't make sense. Where you could just put it in Maryland for like way cheaper, or you could just go to Baltimore and again for like a third of the price. Anyways, let's play these videos. The regionals have been at the Sheraton for like a year now. Yeah, but I don't think they would want to host a YCS there, Super Canadian. If you were going to have YCS Toronto, there's been YCSs in Toronto before. If you were going to have YCS Toronto, you'd probably want it at the convention center. You would not want it at, you wouldn't want it in the Sheraton. Because what if 2,400 people show up? Like, you don't want to have a situation where you have to send 500 people, what's it called? They do Los Angeles. It's probably at the convention center. You know, Jersey is fine too. The convention center sucks. Aren't you guys about to get a WNBA team, by the way? Super Canadian. Yeah, Toronto should be on the come up, man. You guys are about to get a WNBA team. Maybe, I don't think you're getting an NFL team, but Yeah, Toronto is getting an expansion team.
Just about